It was Keenan again, back with a behind the scenes of Die in the Dark. Let me turn this down. It's a lot louder than I thought. But yeah, giving you guys a little behind the scenes right here of the actual press start screen. With this first one, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to go over some of the origins of Jason Street as well. A lot of cool stuff with that. But before I get into that, let me just kind of give you guys an idea of the backstory of the game and why I even thought about this game. So, Die in the Dark was originally thought of when I was in I don't know what 10th grade, ninth or 10th grade. I remember I had my second ever job. I was working at a Christian day camp, and I remember on my lunch break, all I would do was just write, write, write. And I would just write, and I remember one of my coworkers was like, "Yo, what are you writing rhymes?" Because back in, every kid in the hood who writes on a paper is writing rhymes, I guess. So I was like, no, no, I'm working on this video game. And back then, even to this day, that game still haven't a game like that still hasn't been made. But because I'm not going to go over the details of it, but what I was thinking was, I was like, okay, let me actually, as an adult now, go back to that game I was designing as a kid. But as a kid, you're writing games in such a large scope. You're not really understanding budgets and realistic expectations. So I said, let me really scale it back and actually do a prequel. So Die in the Dark is really just a prequel of that original game. And let me kind of zoom in over here, give you guys a little bit more behind the scenes of how the scene is actually made here. So Die in the Dark is actually a prequel of a zombie game based in New York City. And the cool thing about it is, like I said, I wanted to just show basically a different perspective of the normal zombie stories that we all know and love and see. Let me kind of even get that there for you guys. You guys can see some of the behind the scenes of the zombie is not really even on the platform all the way. He just creates a better shadow like that. But anyway, I wanted to create a zombie game based in New York City, but obviously designing New York and games like The Division made it a lot harder. So I had to really scale it back. And what I wanted to do was start the whole journey of you just being a regular guy stuck in the subway. And I kind of got that idea from, I used to go to my mother's house in Long Island, pretty much almost on Long Island. It's in Queens, but right on the border of Long Island for those in New York. And I used to live Washington Heights, which is way uptown. So it used to take me about 2 hours to get home. And it was a lot of times I would leave her house at midnight and I would be on the train at 2 in the morning, going way uptown. And it would be some really sketchy people, some really weird people on the train. So I I started to think, man, like, wow, what if we were trapped in here and something actually happened? So that got me to saying, you know what, maybe this would be a good start for the Die in the Dark prequel. And that's really what Die in the Dark is. Another side of it too, I was playing a lot of Persona 5 at the time, and I really felt like I was in Japan. I really felt like, wow, like I really visited this place because it was so goddamn accurate. And the cool thing about it, I wanted to do something similar for people in other countries and other places that they can feel like, hey, they're in New York City, they're on a subway in the subway system of New York. So that was kind of like the main inspirations for this.